Interstellar Odyssey, Blood Wars Between Worlds. Chapter 1, The Departure. In the year 2245, Earth had become a bustling hub of interstellar travel and trade. Spacecraft regularly darted between planets, colonies, and distant star systems. Humanity had extended its reach far beyond the confines of the solar system, establishing alliances and encountering alien civilizations along the way. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the starship Endeavour, staring out at the vastness of space through the viewport. The Endeavour was one of the most advanced ships in the fleet, equipped with state-of-the-art technology and a crew of seasoned veterans. They had been tasked with a critical mission to secure an alliance with the war-torn planet of Zogar, whose strategic location and resources were vital to maintaining balance in the galaxy. "All systems are go, Captain," reported Lieutenant Harper, the ship's chief engineer. "Good. Engage the hyperdrive," Elena commanded. With a hum and a shudder, the Endeavour leapt into hyperspace, streaking towards its destination. Chapter 2, Arrival at Zogar. After days of travel, the Endeavour emerged from hyperspace near Zogar, a planet known for its harsh environment and fierce inhabitants. The surface of Zogar was a desolate wasteland, scarred by centuries of war. The skies were perpetually dark, filled with storm clouds and the distant flashes of battle. "Captain, we are being hailed by the Zogarian flagship," said Communications Officer Patel. On screen, Elena replied. The face of General Krull, a stern-looking Zogarian with battle scars etched across his face, appeared on the monitor. "Captain Rodriguez, welcome to Zogar. I hope you are prepared for what lies ahead," Krull said, his voice a low growl. "We are here to help broker peace and offer our assistance in your struggle," Elena replied diplomatically. Krull's eyes narrowed. "We shall see. Follow our lead and prepare for combat. The enemy is relentless." As the Endeavour followed the Zogarian fleet towards the planet's surface, the crew prepared for what promised to be a brutal engagement. Chapter 3, The First Battle. The descent to Zogar was turbulent, the ship rattling as it passed through turbulent atmospheric layers. When they finally broke through the clouds, the view was grim, a sprawling battlefield stretched as far as the eye could see, dotted with wreckage and the smoldering remains of war machines. "Incoming enemy fighters," shouted Lieutenant Anderson, the tactical officer. "All hands to battle stations," Elena ordered. The Endeavour's guns roared to life, engaging the swarming enemy fighters. The ship shook with the impact of enemy fire, but the crew held their ground, returning fire with precision and determination. Amidst the chaos, Elena received a transmission from General Krull. "Captain, we need ground support. Deploy your troops to Sector 7G. "Understood." "Prepare for ground assault," Elena responded. A detachment of Marines, led by Sergeant Major O'Neill, geared up and boarded the dropships. As they launched towards the planet's surface, Elena watched anxiously, knowing the true test of their mission was just beginning. Chapter 4, Ground Assault. The dropships landed amidst a hail of gunfire. The Marines disembarked quickly, taking cover and returning fire. The enemy forces were relentless, their numbers overwhelming, but the Marines were well-trained and determined. "Move forward. Secure the perimeter," O'Neill commanded. The battle on the ground was fierce. The Marines pushed forward, inch by inch, securing ground and fortifying their positions. Explosions rocked the landscape, and the air was thick with smoke and the acrid smell of burning metal. Elena monitored the battle from the Endeavour, coordinating airstrikes and providing support where needed. The situation was dire, but the Marines fought with unwavering resolve. Chapter 5, The Turning Point. Days turned into weeks, and the conflict showed no signs of abating. The crew of the Endeavour grew weary, but their resolve remained strong. During a particularly brutal engagement, a breakthrough occurred. "Captain, we've intercepted enemy communications. They are planning a major offensive on our left flank, reported Intelligence Officer Kim. Send this information to General Krull immediately. We need to counter this move, Elena ordered. With the intel provided by the Endeavor, the Zogarian forces managed to set a trap for the enemy. The ensuing battle was intense, but the element of surprise was on their side. The enemy forces were caught off guard and suffered heavy losses. This victory was a turning point in the war. Morale among the Allied forces soared, and they began to push the enemy back. Chapter 6: The Final Assault. As the enemy retreated, it became clear that the war was reaching its climax. The enemy's stronghold, a heavily fortified fortress, was their last bastion of defense. Taking it down would end the war. Prepare for the final assault, Elena commanded. This is it. We end this war here and now. The Endeavor and the Zogarian fleet launched a coordinated attack on the fortress. The skies were filled with ships, and the ground shook with the force of the bombardment. The enemy fought desperately, but they were outmatched. Sergeant Major O'Neill led the ground forces in a daring raid on the fortress. They breached the walls and fought their way inside, encountering fierce resistance at every turn. The battle was brutal, but the Marines pressed on. Finally, they reached the heart of the fortress. The enemy commander, a ruthless warlord named Krell, stood before them, defiant to the end. This war is over, Krell. Surrender now, and you will be treated fairly, O'Neill demanded. Krell sneered. I will never surrender to you. With a final, desperate effort, Krell attacked, but he was quickly subdued. The fortress fell, and with it, the enemy's resistance crumbled. Chapter 7: Peace and Reflection. With the war finally over, a sense of relief washed over the crew of the Endeavor and their Zogarian allies. The cost had been high, but peace had been achieved. General Krull met with Captain Rodriguez and her team. You have our gratitude, Captain. Without your help, this war might have continued for years. It was an honor to fight alongside you, General, Elena replied. Now, we must focus on rebuilding and ensuring lasting peace. As the Endeavor prepared to leave Zogar, Elena took a moment to reflect on their journey. They had faced incredible challenges and witnessed the horrors of war, but they had also seen the strength of unity and the possibility of a better future. Set course for Earth, Elena ordered. It's time to go home. The Endeavor leapt into hyperspace, leaving the war-torn planet behind. Their mission was complete, but the lessons they had learned would stay with them forever. Conclusion. The interstellar Odyssey of the Endeavor and its crew was a testament to the power of cooperation and the resilience of the human spirit. Their journey through the stars, marked by blood and sacrifice, ultimately led to a brighter future for all. Subscribe to Interstellar Odyssey, Blood Wars Between Worlds for more epic tales of adventure and heroism across the cosmos. Join us as we explore the unknown, face formidable foes, and strive for peace in the vastness of space.